Hi guys, it's Train Sim USA here, and we have the Central Pacific 440 Jupiter as made by Smokebox. And this is kind of like a mini review on the engine. And I gotta say, every time Smokebox comes out with one of his engines, he goes all out on the detail. I mean, that is beautifully modeled on the front of the engine. Headlamps as well too. I mean, everything is perfectly detailed, as they say. And he's also included, besides the engine as it was in the 1870s, he's included the baggage car, which looks good, the more famous celestial coaches, which in my opinion are the best looking coaches, and of course a couple odd variants like the flat top with arch windows coach, the flat top with square windows coach, and this is the caboose at the back of the train. It's not only passenger equipment as well. He's included flat cars with a box, just a regular flat car. This is the empty variant, and this is the one with the trusses. So, and I gotta say, the amount of detail that went into the engine, and you're noticing that they got this little crosshead right here with a flange, and it goes underneath all the way to the tender, to the water. Well, the water flows from when an engineer has to put water in the boiler. He opens up the feed water, which is connected to basically the driving force of the engine, the rods. There we go. So the rods of the engine are pushing water in the boiler with each stroke, and that's the way it can put water. It can't put water if it's stopped. It's mechanical pump, if I remember right. And I swear, he's got the best simulation. Even the tender has, in case you're looking, that's wood brakes. Basically wood brakes. Because the only brakes they had were either hand wheel. Well, actually, the only brakes they had were hand wheel, and the other braking force was putting the locomotive reverse and applying pressure to the cylinders, basically, without damaging them, hopefully. But who knows at this point. I want to mention, let's see if they got that here on a caboose. I want to mention the linen pin coupler. Link and pin coupler, which is detailed between engines. This is before the era before the Janny coupler in the 1880s, 1890s, I think. Anyway, you could actually, this was actually a very, very, very dangerous coupler when you're hooking up the engines. You could actually lose a finger or hand in sometimes. It wasn't uncommon to lose a finger though. So, my review is 10/10 for detail, 10/10 for the package. But what about the engine and what it sounds are like? Well, we're just gonna have to find out. And of course, he has its standard controls at expert. No, it should be on there. Haven't really had that much experience driving it yet. And rail adhesion brought over from the 844. So this is the cab view, and this is always confusing. I think it's forward. Yeah, it's the right key to keep going around the cab. Yeah, and then we go back, and back. But I prefer this view, really. And all the windows move, and you can move from side to side, and this side moves, such and such. But all the windows move. Why would you ever want windows? Oh, and the conductor's all moves as well. Nice detail. Well, nice detail. The safety's coming up. The safety's about to pop off in a second or two. It might. Anyway, I might demonstrate the safety. So you need to go forward and forward. This is the blower steam valve. Let's see. Go down to the blower. I just want to demonstrate the safety. It's spring loaded at 118. Here we go. It's coming up. And there we go. 120 and then it lets off. Anyway, it's spring loaded at 118 psi. So it opens slowly until it hits 120, then it blows off full force. Alright, let's see if I can start this beast. Forward, forward, the cab you won't want. Oh, the dampers. I need that up. I'll need the cylinder cocks open. Reverser in the corner. This is the triclox. That top one's telling me the water is below that top. And if I hit the middle, it's going to be trickling. So that tells me it's kind of like 150 and 25. And the 25 one is way low. But I haven't had much experience starting this thing. What is this valve on this side? Feed water heater for the right side. I wish it would say that. Because this is the left side and this is the right side. So we got they got two pumps on each side of the wheels that drive it. Which makes sense because the wheels are offset. So we got one side you can see here, and then the other side here is the other way on the offset. So let's see if we can get this thing started. It takes 2 long blasts to release the brakes. So 1, 2. And this should tell us if we release the brakes. Let's go tell us in a second. There they go. They're releasing the brakes. That's all I need to know. Let's open the throttle. See if I can't get it going. This thing has no steam chest. No way to tell how much steam's going into the cylinders. Which is pretty realistic because steam locomotive technology was kind of basic. Really, really basic back then. They didn't really understand. Well, they didn't really have the... Whoa. I don't want to give it too much terrestrial. That was a rough start. not much talent starting and stopping these things. There we go. I want to give about 12 revolutions of the wheels to clear out any water standing in the cylinders. Or until I feel like they're clear. Wait, let me move the reverser? No. The steam pressure was actually locked. See, think? That told me steam pressure had actually backed off. So we can probably close them now. And I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. There's like 10 notches, I believe. Varying different strokes of the piston at varied notches. It's not like your variable that you have on your modern steam engines such as 844. It can be fine-tuned. This one has notches. Some of the British engines have notches too, as well. Ooh. Must be doing about 10. That's what it feels like. I don't know what this thing does on... I don't like that view. There's different views. This is the best one, I think. Don't comment on my crossing abilities. It's kind of a long-winded process to get it going. Okay, we're losing pressure, I think. Okay, I'm going to close the throttle. And that's the running gear. And we can move it back some more and then open it up again. He's probably gonna comment that I'm opening up the regulator too much, but I just want to go fast, yo. Wow, we're actually going 20. Boiler pressure still dropping according to that 5.5. Yes. So, I wanted to mention that if you look at the fire, it's the flames, okay? Alright, I need to close this throttle for a minute. Let it coast, but not coast too much. need the blower. Is that on or off? Just a little draft maybe. Maybe help. No, it's not helping. Of course, using the cheat sheet F5 to see. I should probably check on the water. No, it's still above half. At least I think that's half. Back, yeah, this one. Just that running gear detail. I mean, look at it. It's pretty sexy, I guess you could say. Always, guess you could say that. If you're a Steam geek like I am, should be really applying Steam. And I think the Steam engine sounds were recorded off a real 440. I don't know which one they took recordings off of. I'm not doing too bad on boiler pressure. I believe I'm hitting just the crest of the grade out of Adriana County. They got a little 1% grade that you go up right before you get on the main line. I'm gonna just open it all the way. I doubt we got enough to slow it. It's not a really powerful locomotive. Yeah, we're slow and I can feel it and see it visually. What about water? Still below the half? Good. I'm gonna add water. So that's our feed water heater. And I think it works. Let's see. I gotta go forward, I believe. Yeah. I think that works. That might work. And the sound changed. So I think that means the water's going in. Let's see. Yeah, the water's going in. Sweet. I also got a crossing coming up again. That is so cool. I love that tink the whole way. We got a crossing coming up. How fast we filmed the boiler? About the same rate. It should be okay. And we got a crossing. I'm gonna try my best to give us long, short, long. That worked actually pretty good. Come on, forward. Oh, I'm in the wrong view, of course. Should I stop adding water? No, the water's still going down, so I probably need both pumps on. The clacking. So you could hear the clacking or the... They're gonna... That's awesome. There's supposed to be an effect of water somewhere squirting out on the side. Supposed to be. I don't see it, so that makes me wonder if I'm actually pumping water into the boiler. It makes me wonder. I still got high green. Oh, don't tell me I forgot to try. Oh, I forgot to try Cox. So I've been wasting water. There we are. There's the little effect. And it should start filling up by the boiler water pressure level gauge. Yeah, it's still kind of high, but I just want to show the effect. And it's all varying off of speed as well. So, goes the throttle. And you can see it. Alright, I need to come back a little bit more. Maybe about there. And then open it back. Maybe I got it too much. Too much further back than I need to. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But I need to see if the water's actually going in. It says it's going in. It says it's dropping. Yeah, it's going in. Now, the question is, can I actually run without one? So if I turn the water off on one. So now we're back. We're just running on one side. I want to know if it can keep up with just one side on the water. On 15. Nice to know that we can actually visually see water going on. If you see no water coming out that little pipe right there, then you know you're not pumping water into it. I think that's awesome. That's really awesome. We keeping up with water? Yeah, just for one. That's fine. We got it fully open too. And I don't like this view. I like this view. Probably my favorite. Really nice. Wish they had one for the other side though. Man, we still dropping water. I should be really checking the gauges. Can you? I should be checking them. Not the ones I remember anyway. And turn it back on. Turn this side back on. Turn it back. I'm always defaulting to this view as well. There you go. That's a good view of the mechanics in the engine. That's a good view. I like that view. Really nice. And of course the water overhead. I wonder if that's... I wonder how much water you'd actually lose over time by doing that. Shoot, I ain't even checking on signals right now. Need to go back, yeah. Moving at a pretty good clip. Water slowly going to the boiler, keeping up with the rate. We're doing 20 miles an hour, which ain't too bad. So, where does my review stand in simulation and sounds? I'd say appropriate. Pretty good. Pretty good. Simulation, A-okay. Physics, A-okay. Go a little slow if you ask me. So let's get this thing stopped. I'm gonna have to close the reverser. Blow 1, 2. And that is going to apply the handbrakes. Oh, we need to hold to, I want to see how fast they slow. Ooh. Actually not, that's pretty good for regular handbrakes. We can close these. I need to go this way to close this one. Well, that's about what, 30 seconds to stop a full car train? That's what it feels like. So yeah, that's the engine. Tink. And we left with, wow, we come a little high on the boiler when we were slowing down. Ooh. That's a real danger overfilling the boiler. I love how steam reaches rates to 0. Regardless. Weird. Anyway, that'll do it for the Jupiter. I just realized I've been running without the headlight for couple miles. So without further ado, oops. Didn't think about the headlight. So there's the headlight. And it's an oil lamp with an actual, well, oil candle. So if we just hold it, should go off. Okay, it's an actual oil lamp. Or is it? Because they have no dynamos back then as well. So it has to be an oil. And it looks pretty spiffy. Looks pretty good actually. Overall, I give this DLC an approval rating of like 10. 10 out of 10. He's done himself well on this engine. So, Where do I end this? What kind of note do I end this on? I know what kind of note. Yeah, I'm prologuing the video, so be it. That's where I'm gonna leave you guys. This is Train Sim USA out. That's where I'm gonna leave you guys. If I can get it moving. Come on. Did the brakes release? Yeah. Yep, this is where I'm gonna leave you guys. This is Train Sim USA signing off for the second time.